What is good, y'all? SGG gang? It's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Detroit Tigers rebuild video, baby. And today, before we jump into it, I need some feedback from you guys. If you would, please, if you clicked into the video, please at least drop a comment letting me know what you might like to see. Be very much appreciated. If we are able to win this World Series, you see we're up 3-0 right now, so it's very likely. But if we win, would you guys want to see another season, or would you guys want to stop and wait for Madden to drop? So just leave that down below in the comment section. Let your boy know what you would like to see, so that way we can better know what kind of happens after the series ends, because it could end today at the end of this video. As we go into game 4, you can see the long roads that both of our two teams have had to go across. We both had to play a game 5 in the first round, them against the Giants, and then game 7s in the second round with them going against the Mets. And what's crazy is they are actually the 1 seed and the best team in baseball at a record of 101-61, the only team over 100 wins. And we are up over them right now, 3-0 in the World Series. This is entirely crazy. This goes to show you that the records really kind of don't mean anything when you get to that postseason play, especially when you got a best-of-7 series. This team was better than us by a large amount of games, better than all of MLB by a large amount of games. And it's looking like today they could get swept on the road to lose the World Series. So it all comes down to this, man. Game 4, leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're brand new. There goes the scores to the past 3 games in case you missed it. Go check those games out. They were great games. A 5-4 victory in the first one, which was close. An 8-3 slugfest, and then another 2-0. I guess you could say like team shutout, or could have been complete game shutout. There was even a no-hitter mixed into that string of games that you just saw. So if you guys haven't yet, go back and watch episodes 54, 55 for your boy. But here in episode 56, we got Luis Severino pitching in game number 4 of the World Series, his 3rd or 4th start of the postseason. Got that ERA down below 4. Finally, that whip is only barely crossing over 1. Not giving up many walks, not giving up many hits. Just a lot of runs are actually being able to move across the plate due to the low factor of hits, and it's just due to a large amount of doubles, triples. We're playing a lot of good hitters parks, a lot of deep gaps in the corner infields. So it's leading to a lot of things coming across. You see Luis Arraez still leading off here despite it being a righty and batting .290 now, which will go up a little bit, but we had dropped that because he was well over 300. So he had been struggling in this World Series. Finally gets a leadoff base hit for them here, and maybe that could be a little turn of the tides. We haven't seen them get any kind of offense going in the first. For the most part, both teams have been pretty quiet, though, through the early stages of the ball game. As this is going to be a loaded fly ball out to Badu, who will go and catch that one, and then will get down for a out there, as the runner is still at first base. Not a whole lot of speed, so we don't have to worry about steals. But Fernando Tatis Jr. will take the first 2-1 count pitch that he sees. This will get down into the gap. Badu's going to have to play this one off the wall, and he's playing it pretty slowly, so the runner's going to come around. Tatis is going over to third. Throw will go to third. And we got him over there at third base, too, as well. The run will still count and obviously score, as that was only the second out. But great heads-up play there by Badu, getting into the cutoff man, so we can set up to at least get an out on the play. And right after that, Manny Machado does something we haven't seen him do this whole postseason, and that's hit a solo home run, his 3rd of the postseason. First of the World Series, though, finally flexing off some of that power that we know he had and know he was dangerous with. And just like that, he gets an opposite, or he pulls this one right over the left field wall. And just that quickly, we're hoping to turn the tides here and make it the first time ever that when a team scores first, they don't win. As we are now down 2-0, and Severino still isn't done. That's a base hit up the middle to Jake Cronenworth. Ha-Sung Kim. First pitch he sees will be chopped over to Torres. This will be an easy play over the first, but not before we are down 2-0, before Joe Musgrove even has a chance to take the mound. And what will be his 4th start of the postseason, too, as well. He's got a 3.26 ERA, 1.29 whip. He's not going to be somebody easy to face here, but we're going to have to do it. And Morris Jones will be our leadoff batter to try to maybe replicate what they were able to do on their side. Maybe we can answer those 2 runs right back and a base hit up the middle because a perfect start. And you know he's got a lot of speed, so we could easily just kind of take this one out. Steal a couple of bags, possibly, as Badu gets this one line on the ground to second base. Throw over the shortstop for 1, back to first for the double play. And should have stole off of first base or second base on that one. As now we'll have to play catch up here. And Vladimir Guerrero, if only we had at least just got a fly out or pop out, that could have been a 2-run home run to answer back, which would have been beautiful. Instead, it's his 5th home run of the postseason. Ignore the Wi-Fi connection loss. We already see that. But 5th home run of the postseason, getting us back within 1 run here. 2-1 ball game as Guerrero finally flexing that power once again. It had been kind of gone since we started the World Series. It was there in the ALCS, but bringing it right back here with a 1 swing, no doubter to go ahead and half that lead. Finally, a home run with some distance, too. Over 430 feet for that one. Almost would have been enough to qualify for some bonus time in the home run derby. So we've seen a lot of them go shallow and be easily brought back in if correctly timed. So we're finally seeing another one deep, and we're going to have to go back to Severino to see if he's able to calm down in the 2nd inning. We're showing that we can at least get the bats moving a little bit. So if he can just keep this at a 2-1 game, offense might be able to answer back. 1-2 here to Joe Adele. Swings and misses through the slider. All the same. And then we have Samuel Zavala. He's got a 2-2 count. Sevy gets him to check his swing. They go down to third base coach and our third base umpire. He says he swung at it. That's back-to-back strikeouts there in the 2nd inning to go ahead and calm down. That's the nicest calm down I could ever imagine for that inning to have cleared up with. Keith Clemens, long fly ball, but it will be gloved in by Tatis Jr. And then Gleyber Torres chops this one on the ground. It's going to take some offensive work in this one. This one being an elimination game, it could come down to it. We're going to try to get as much of this game in as possible. I know normally we skip around, move from inning to inning sometimes and show more of the at-bats. But this time around, we're going to try to show as much of everything as we can. A full, complete game. As we're going top of 3rd. 2nd inning was quiet for both teams. Xander Bogaerts gets a liner into the outfield. Green's going to have to go in and cut this one off, not allowing him to get past him. It'll be a 1-out base hit to lead up with Fernando Tatis Jr. with a chance to maybe bring across some more runs here with his triples. Get this ball into the gap possibly. Swings and misses at the slider outside part of the plate. Sevy starting to dial it in now. 4 strikeouts. We saw 3 come back to back. You got Tatis Jr. there. Gets Manny Machado to swing on the 2-seamer away. Comes back 2-2 and gets him to chop it on the ground to Torres. He'll play it easily over the first. Clean 3rd inning for him. And we'll go back to our bats to see if we're able to produce something here against Musgrove. 1-0. Gets a slider. Takes this one deep to center field. It's going way back at the warning track. Leaping at the wall. And he's going to miss it. Not able to pick it up, so they're going to have to bring it in and throw it in quickly. They're going to throw it to the plate as they've conceded the runner at 3rd. Leadoff triple for Spencer Torkelson. And imagine if that was Morris Jones, Harry Ford, Akil Badu, Matt Verlaine, Drew Jones. Any of our guys with actual speed, that would probably have been an inside the park home run. Instead, we'll just need Harry Ford to go in and fly this one out to left field. This looks deep enough to me as they are going to tag up with Torkelson. Throw will be up the line. He could have came in jogging. Tie ball game now thanks to Harry Ford and his sack fly. And we turn things over to the top half of the lineup. And Morris Jones swings over the top. Drop 3rd strike. We'll go ahead and have him record it out. And then Akil Badu, first pitch that he sees against Musgrove. He'll fly this one to the opposite field. And through 3 innings, Musgrove has only had to throw 23 pitches. Which I can't say the same about our side. Through 3 innings of work, Sevy's thrown 48. As we go into this 4th inning, we'll see if he can maybe get a couple of quick count outs here. That's a great pop fly out to first base. And then with the 0-2 to Ha-Seong Kim. He flies this one out too as well to Green. He'll range in, grab it. And then to clear up the fourth, Corey Lee, 57 pitches over to Guerrero Jr. We'll look to see if we can maybe deepen the pitch count of the opposing pitcher then, because it looks like it could very easily be an early exit for our starter, despite them both giving up the same amount of runs, not doing the same amount of work at all. As Guerrero works a full count walk. And then Fernando Gonzalez swings and misses through the curveball in on the hands. Got confused, got tricked. We have Keith Clemens up next, taking one upstairs. This one's not going to confuse anybody, but it will stay in the yard, as that'll be a fly ball out to deep center field. And now we take a look at the pitch count. We managed to get it up to 38, though, thankfully. And we'll see if Gleyber Torres is able to make it even higher as he gets a slider. At least got it to the 40s through 4 innings. But that's nowhere near where our pitcher is at. We still need more long innings like these. Full account here to Joe Adell. Even if he's getting the strikeouts and they're getting the outs, they're wearing our pitcher down. As we are up to 64 pitches now through 4 1/3. Chopped on the ground by Samuel Zavala. He's 0 for 1 of the day. Only his second at bat here today. And he flies this one out to Badu, who will range in and make the catch. And then Luis Ariz, 1 for 2. Takes his first pitch over to Torkelson, who will slide, grab it, throw over to the pitcher. Sebi thought about taking it himself, but will just use the friendly help from the pitcher. And with that, don't let that confuse you from the fact that the game is still 2-2. As you know, we have thrown a lot of pitches there with Sebi, so maybe it's time to look at some of our long relievers. We could bring in Wilmer Flores, but this close into a game when it could be ending today, I think I'm going to go Jordan Hicks. If Jordan Hicks fails, I'm more than comfortable letting Wilmer Flores do a long relief game tomorrow if I needed him to. But we will go Jordan Hicks today to try to get this game locked up today. We just need our bats to wake up, as this is going to be a fly ball into the gap that will be caught in center field. Torkelson, he'll take his 0-2, line this one into the outfield for a base hit. It'll get down, and the outfielder will tumble down. That's Tatis Jr. missing it and playing it off a bad read. We're going to go and try for another triple here. Throw will go into third base. They're going to say he got on. And after looking back on it, my dude definitely slid the wrong direction. If he slides with his right hand, he's in there. He slid left-handed into the third baseman. I don't know why. And because of that, it'll be a double, scored as a throw out of third. And then they'll get the fly ball out there in right field too as well. So we go to the 6th. Score is still 2-2. That's going to be a base hit up the middle, though. Great dive there by Torres. Not even close, but he was trying to make the play. As actually trying to make the play ends up looking like it gets him hurt here. Down on the ground, having trouble getting to his feet. Hard hit, could have been a fracture or broken bone in his shin. So now we have to go to the bench for the first time in the postseason. None of these guys even have at-bats. We could bring in Jace Jung, Nick Madden, but Matt Verlaine also has ability to play in the infield. He's got good speed, great contact versus left, good vision. As opposed to somebody like Jace Jung or Nick Madden, who their contact is a little bit lower, and vision is lower, and speed is lower. I'm going to go with Matt Verlaine here. He's actually got good fielding abilities too as well. So I think if he were to get on base, he would help out a lot. And he can help out a lot with just getting on base in general. If Keith Clemens can get on in front of him, he's got great contact and great vision. I feel confident that Matt Verlaine can get on in front of him. Don't forget, he was a 300 hitter for us when the series first started. Now, we won't have to worry too much about fielding if Severino's going to get strikeouts for us. So I'm more than happy with that, as this one's going to be on the ground. Guerrero Jr. dove and missed. Thankfully, he wasn't hurt too as well, as Badu's going to have to get up and play this one. Throw goes into third base. Not in time. Runners will be at the corners, and now we will go to our bullpen and bring in Jordan Hicks, the sinker baller, to go ahead and come in and get multiple innings. And hopefully maybe you just get a ground ball here off Jake Cronenworth to end this one. As he watches that sinker, middle of the chest, gets another one, and that's going to be a base hit to take the lead. Not what you want to have your reliever coming in and do. Maybe I brought him in a little bit too late. If the runner was still at first base and we brought him in, that wouldn't have happened. So maybe I got to eat that one for wanting to stick with Sevy just a little bit too long. I think it was mostly because I don't think Jordan Hicks was ready yet to come in. He needed one more batter to be fully ready. Is this going to be a chopper on the ground to Guerrero? He'll take it to Verlander for 1, over to Torkelson for 2. Great double play ball there that time around. And we'll have to go to the bottom of the 6th with Morris Jones and them trying to get this lead back. As he's going to ground this one up the middle, getting past second base for a base hit. Joe Miles Groff is still in for the Padres, though they're not going to their bullpen. As they throw a slider up high here for Akil Baddoo. This one's ranging back to the warning track. Got it, though, just on the front end of it. So Jones will have to go back. And Vladimir Guerrero with an 0-2 will foul that cutter back to the backstop. We're going to steal off for second base. That put the second baseman in perfect position, though, as that one went right up the middle. So it will be a fielder's choice to get him over there at first base, but we at least have this tying run in scoring position. And then Gonzalez grounds this one over to first base. Easy play over there. We'll have to go back to our pitching. Still down in this ballgame 3-2, with Jordan Hicks finally starting to lock in and load in. 2 back-to-back strikeouts off sliders. Then gets the four-seamer in there to 100 miles per hour. 3 straight Ks. And it's back to the bats to see if we can have a field day. As this one's going back into the gap. It'll be gone into the shrubbery in the front seats of Comerica. 4th home run this postseason. Keith Clemens has been balling as he does it again. Another clutch home run, and this one ties up the game again. The Padres manager, GM, skipper, he turns around in disbelief as he can't believe they just gave up the lead again. These Detroit bats are not playing. And maybe he's thinking he left his starter in too long. He's going to come out and get him too as well. And go ahead and tell him it's time to go ahead and go sit down for me. They're going to go to their bullpen, bring in a reliever, and see if he'll be able to shut this game down. But overall, a great start from him. Kept his pitch count low. Just gave up too many runs in the ways that you can't afford to give them up. And they're going to go Jose Leclerc. We've seen him bring him in before, and he gave up runs to us, and they had to get him up out of there quickly. So we'll see if this experiment works again, as Verlander is going to fly this one to center field. That'll go ahead and be gloved in, and now it'll be up to Riley Green. 7 and 8 still have to come up. That's going to be a base hit up the middle. Keeping the inning going just a little bit here. A double play could still end it, though. It's Torkelson 2 for 2 on the day, a triple and a double where he got thrown out. Now he's got a liner out to left field, going back at the wall, and it gets into the bullpen. Solo home run, Spencer Torkelson, his first of the postseason, and that boy is finally woken up. The triple, the double, and now the 2-run home run. He is a single away from the cycle here in the World Series, and his home run just put up his team by 2 runs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And it'll be up to the likes of like Harry Ford, who gets that base hit up the middle, to see what they can do to bring around any more type of runs here. Morris Jones, he'll be up next. He gets hit on the shoulder blade as he's going to go over to first base. And Jose Leclerc is going to go ahead and get taken right back up out this ball game as Adrian Morjan is going to go ahead and come into the ball game now. Skipper Green going back to his dugout, trying to get somebody else in here that can get him out of this inning. As Akil Baddoo will take the first pitch, or the 1-1 count, fly it into the outfield. No movement going up, because we still have Ford's good speed, Jones's good speed, first and second. And Guerrero, if he can get this one into the gap, could really do some damage. Gets a slider in on the hands. This one's going to fall short in center field. Do they try to go and send the runner home? It looks like they will not be greedy. Runners will stay at the corners there. Ford will score, though. And there'll be runners at the corners for Fernando Gonzalez, who will take the four-seamer on the 1-2. Just popped up shallow in the left field. And we'll jump to the top of the 8th. Jordan Hicks still in the ball game here. So he's going to get a base hit down the line. Baddoo's going to have to chase this one. Takes a bad angle. Has to play it off the back of the back. And Rise will get in for a double with a leadoff double. And We are back at the top of the lineup, so we need to get through this 1, 2, 3, 4 without giving up too much damage. Bogarts, being cautious. 1, 2. Pops this one. Badu will go ahead and get underneath it. Grab it. Easy plays for the first down and throw over to second base just to make sure we keep him honest back there. Now it's up to Fernando Tatis Jr. with the 2-0. Has a hitter's count. Pops this one to center field for Jones. He'll come in firing. They're not even going to move up on this one. We'll just throw to the cutoff man. Keep him there and still. And now it's up to Manny Machado, the last dangerous person we should have to worry about today. He pops it up as well. Badu has an easy job settling underneath this one. Easy plays. Take it to the bottom of the 8th where we have to face off against Jamie Barrera. These could very well be the last 6 outs of the ball game. Our 3, their 3, and we can get up out of here with victory. As we'll go ahead and sit down Michael King with this big lead. Get Jordan Romano ready to go unless, of course, we score another run to go ahead and close out one more game in this postseason to make that 6 saves in this postseason trip. Which I think, what were we, 7-5 before coming into this? So that would be 4-0, 11-5? 16 total games. He saved 6 of them. That's not a bad rating. That's not a bad rating at all. As we will at least be taking things to the 9th inning here. As they can go ahead and take us down 1, 2, 3 pretty easily. And Romano will come in. 5 Ks, 1 walk, .091 against righties, 200 against lefties. So even lefties aren't hitting that much better than he is, but he will face off against one to start off with in Jake Cronenworth. 2 for 3 on the day. 2-0 hitters count and gets a base hit up the middle. Still have a long ways to go. That tying run is still in the on-deck circle, but it's a good start. Ha-Sung Kim. He'll be up next with the idea and the trials of trying to keep this rally going, bringing that time run to the plate finally. But you can't get that done if you get caught frozen on a 4-seamer. Don't worry, go heat up. Your teammate will try it after you. As Corey Lee takes the slider he sees deep into the gap, it will get into the seats. Foul. And follows it up with a swing and miss, getting corkscrewed into the ground by the slider. And it all comes down to Joe Adele. 2 outs, runner at first. Time run still in that on-deck circle. He needs to find a way to get on some kind of way. And with the 2-1, Romano gets him to swing at the slider and brings it within 1 more strike. What is the go-to pitch? It's a 4-seamer upstairs. Torkelson's going to go ahead and come in, range in, and grab that one in on the infield grass. And your Detroit Tigers are World Series champions. We go ahead and do it. We have completed the mission. I took over one of the worst teams in MLB. I turned them into champions. And we did it in 1, 2, 3, 4 finger-licking good years. No KFC. We went ahead and turned the Detroit Tigers around in 4 years and brought the World Series trophy back. That's just how quick you can do it. If you're scouting right, hitting and using free agency, you can turn teams around quickly. Maybe not as quickly as me because I'm the GOAT, but GM Smooth knows what he's doing, and I know how to turn teams around. And what's even more impressive, this team has plenty of young guys on the roster to go ahead and keep winning championships, keep being on top, and keep being a force in the American League. So this is our 5th ever World Series championship as a team. And like I said, let me know down below in the comment section, do you guys want to see the follow-up season? Or do you want us to go ahead and straight up transition into Madden? You see Torkelson 3 for 3, that single away from the cycle. Jordan Hicks gets the dub today, 2 2/3, 2 hits, 3 Ks. Great job coming in relief and holding things down. We gave up 10 hits as a team, all of it to the top part. Ours were scattered around though, as Jones, Guerrero both had 2, 3 from Torkelson, Ford, Green, and Clemens each had 1. Guerrero hit his 5th home run. Clemens hit his 4th for 11 RBIs and 13 RBIs respectively. And then Torkelson hit his 1st home run and his first 2 RBIs of the series, with Ford getting his 5th. This was an all-around team victory. We were able to bounce back in that 7th inning and drop 4 runs, break the curse of whoever scores first wins in the moment that it mattered the most, to go ahead and get out of here with a sweep. Did not want to risk it. We have seen us be the one to make a team blow early 2-0 lead. They helped blow a 3-0 lead of the Mets. I was not letting that happen to us. So shout out to the pitching staff for getting it done. 3 Ks for Hicks, dropped the ERA down below 1. Romano kept his ERA at 0 with 2 more strikeouts for a 6th save. Gleyber Torres, if we do come back, we'll miss 1 to 2 months. So we'll basically be ready for the start of the next season with a broken shin. So that does suck. Thankfully, this was like the last game of the season, and we didn't have to replace him for the rest of the series. World Series MVP ends up being Morris Jones. I don't know how that ended up happening. Keith Clemens gets playoff MVP, but you see a 4.67 average, 1 home run, 1 RBI in the World Series. Major development. He's up to an 82 overall now at 20 years old. +3 to his contact right and left, +6 to his power right, +5 power left, +3 to his vision. Fielding all getting better, +5 to his fielding, +7 to reaction time. The arm strength and accuracies are going up. Durability is up to now a 98. Discipline's up to a 79. 70 on his clutch. Not very good at bunting and didn't get any boost to his speed, but a great overall season. Only 16 home runs, 70 RBIs through the regular season, but you can see the pay increase he's about to receive too as well. I think is well deserving of a World Series MVP to go up from $800K to $2.3 million at least. And then Clemens ends up edging out Akil Baddoo, who had the same average, 1 less home run, 1 more RBI. And then Guerrero, who ended up having 2 more home runs and one more RBI. And I'm not really sure why his stuff is going down here. He had a great World Series, and I don't know any way to revert it, because I feel like that's unfair that they would be marking him down. He had a good, decent season, regular season, but a very good postseason to where that stuff should have at least, been average. So not really sure why it's doing that. Here's some of the team stats too as well. You can see we let in hits. The Padres let in runs just barely. We were tied with triples. Home runs, we were tied. RBIs, they had more than us. Even though we swept them, they somehow still had more runs than RBIs. We had way more stolen bases than they did. And then if you look at ERA as a team, as far as long-standing teams, we were most definitely the most impressive, a 2.98, so below 3 ERA. As a team, they were at a 3.81 this postseason. So let me know. We obviously have this thing set up to keep going more rounds. We're advancing to the off season here to show you guys a little bit of a preview of what it can look like. Our pitching coach has decided to retire, so we need to replace him, as well as our manager, hitting coach, first and third base coaches all need to be re-signed. So the only one that's still left is the farm coach. We have our qualifying offers, our tendering offers, and then a couple of retired players, Andrew Navigado and Austin Roberts will go ahead and retire. Both of those off of ability, both being deep potential 50, 40 overall players, so we're not too mad at it. Nobody really big from there. A couple of notable names that I at least remember. Zach Britton is on here. Clayton Kershaw is retiring due to age. He's 39 years old. Yu Darvish at 40 years old is retiring too as well. Albert Amora Jr., if you guys remember from the Reds rebuild, he was actually on there. He's a 48 overall now, so he's leaving due to poor free agent market. And as far as Hall of Famers, Clayton Kershaw gets inducted in. 256 career wins, 117 losses, and 3,367 strikeouts with a 2.72 ERA and 3,376 and 2/3 innings. So I think well deserving for sure. And congratulations to him on his World Series achievements. And we don't have too many qualifying offers that we would need to offer. Just Jesus Luzardo, Luis Severino, Andrew Chafin, Jonathan Scope, and Yamisi Garcia. As far as Luis Severino, I don't think I would want to bring him back. He struggled way too much in the postseason, and he's getting older. Andrew Chafin is getting older. Who knows how much longer he can sustain these good ERAs, especially because this year was actually a very high one for him recently. Jonathan Scope, we've been talking about getting rid of for a while, and Yamisi Garcia, I think it's time to let him go too as well. He hasn't had success up here, so Jesus Luzardo might be the only one we bring back, which I might bring back Luis Severino just to get the qualifying offer, get the draft pick. If somebody else does pick him up, just kind of lowball him, which I think I got to offer him the qualifying offer. So if that's the case, I'm not doing it. But I think it could be very lucrative to maybe try to bring some of those guys back. But right now, the only plan is to bring back Jesus Luzardo. So if you guys do want the series to come back, you guys can let me know what you guys think about some of those ideas too, about what we'll be bringing back. And let me know what more you guys want to see from this series, or is it completely done? Is it in the books? Is this another successful rebuild? Let me know how you guys are feeling. Leave likes, comments, subscribe on your way out the video. It's me, boy SGG, aka the King of Games, aka GM Smooth. I'll catch you guys. If you don't watch the Madden, which you definitely should watch the Madden. I'm about to drop it soon. Watch the Madden. We're about to rebuild that team just the same. But if I don't see you in that one, I'll see you guys in the next MLB The Show rebuild. Catch you guys next time. I'm gone. Peace.